Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Leon Matthews, and I'm coming to you from Res Ramblings World Headquarters right here in my office. And I decided that I was going to do some more video today and talk about a couple of different things. I mean, here in Pine Ridge, we have a lot of issues, and one of them is the dependency issue. I mean, we're dealing with a whole people group, a whole tribe that is dependent on the United States government. And it all started when, the reservation system was created. And, and Pine Ridge was, like I said, in previous videos, there are 9 different reservations, and what we know is South Dakota state. And 7 of the bands of Lakota were all put on reservations. 4 different there's Lower Brule, Rosebud, Cheyenne River, and Pine Ridge. Those are the 4 reservations that have the seven bands of the Lakota. And so the Oglala, it's the largest band, and way up north we have, we have Standing Rock too, so that's 5 reservations. But they border both South Dakota and North Dakota. So some of their reservation is in South Dakota, which is really kind of interesting when you look back at history and how the land was taken illegally. And there was, of course, in this 1870s there was a big gold rush, and the gold rush started this whole idea of first the United States Army kept people out, and then when gold was discovered in the Black Hills, the gold rush happened. Thousands and thousands of people came to the Black Hills, and then the Army started to basically protect those people coming in. And there's just a lot of different negative things, but the reservation basically created a dependency state, a welfare state, where the American Indians or the Lakota, Oglalas especially, because we're talking about Pine Ridge. I mean, it took away the dignity of the man, and the man no longer had to protect and provide. But eventually the government provided, and then kept the people concentrated on the reservation system. And we talk about Wounded Knee, and we talk about in 1890 there was a massacre there. Of course, the 7th Cavalry was the ones that perpetrated that act upon the Mdewakanton, Bigfoot's band of Lakota people. And it was people just trying to live their lives, and and you had a lot of people from the European American back east started to come west, and the westward expansionism, in the 1840s, we know that there was some things that were done, Manifest Destiny, which is not godly, it's not Christian, it's just pure greed, and basically saying that that the land is theirs to take, and by any means necessary. And so we see that things that led up to the reservation affected the thinking of the European Americans. And one of the things that I've questioned in the last couple of weeks is the corporate church of America, because almost every church in America is a corporation and run like a business. And it's like, I mean, if you look at the life of Jesus, you could make a strong case that he fought against the system. He fought against the organized religion of his day. And then now what do we have in the 21st century? Organized religion. And surprisingly, there's a lot of Christian people that equate their American culture with their Christianity, which is totally ridiculous. And where you look at some of the ways of Lakota people, and how when someone comes to your house, you're supposed to feed them, you're supposed to give them something to drink, and you're supposed to have hospitality, and you're supposed to be generous, and those things are very much Lakota, it's a Lakota way of life. And so, you know, I had a guy tell me that I shouldn't use a teepee in between a cross between in between some teepees, and he was kind of upset. And you know, I kind of just like flippantly, you know, unfriended him on Facebook. But you know, I did that because, you know, it's like he's being oppressive to me, you know, and me being a follower of Christ, I believe that it helps me to become a better person, even though I'm not a perfect person. And when I just told someone the other day, I said, when we find a perfect person, you know, that can preach for us, and you know, we'll have a whole new religion, because the one that I follow that has never sinned was Christ. And so we look at, now we have our own people oppressing, and there's a lot of people. I mean, you know, this week's article in Lakota Country Times, you know, deals with, you know, who are the Russell Means, who are the Dennis Banks, and you know, one of the things I wanted to write about is that we don't need those men anymore, because the civil rights movement, you know, did a great deal for American Indians. We didn't have the freedom of religion. We didn't have, I mean, our children were being taken away. You know, we had basically assimilation and eradication policies placed upon us as American Indians. They wanted us to be no more. I mean, this was in the 70s. I mean, you talk about, you know, the civil rights where people couldn't drink in the same fountain. Well, here in Indian country, as we fondly know it as Indian country, I mean, people, the policies of the United States government were there to destroy us, you know, to eradicate us, you know, make us no more. I mean, it's just like, I mean, that's a terrible thing. And it was always about more land, more resources, and it was always based on greed, you know. And the way I look at the Christian life, and here, you know, as a Lakota man, you know, it's like we're to be generous, and we're to be, you know, helpful to our people. And it's like, and you look at America, and you look at how, you know, most churches in America will only make decisions based on whether it's good business, you know, rather than, you know what, if you see a need, meet it. You know, there's some good people out there. I mean, I know there's good people. You know, I have great friends, you know, in the Church of America today. And there are people that, you know, they see needs, and they try to meet those needs. But what I'm saying is that as a whole, you know, most churches in America today are based on more business decisions, you know, not, you know, seeking to help people out, to empower people. And so, you know I said a lot of different things, and I seemed a little bit scattered, but I just wanted to share just a few thoughts with you today, and let you know that, you know, Pine Ridge is a place of dependency, you know, where we need to make it more into interdependency, where we're depending on each other and helping each other, rather than someone always, you know, giving. And the church played a part in that as well. Made people dependent, didn't help them grow up spiritually, you know, kept them immature. You know, the United States government made them so that they always have their hand out. You know, the tribe, instead of acting like a sovereign nation, you know, doesn't act sovereign, and they probably give away their sovereignty every day, or, you know, every month. And it's like, how can they better, you know, start to act like a nation, you know, with a nation-to-nation relationship. You know, we are not a part of South Dakota. We shouldn't be a part of Shannon County. You know, the poverty rates, you know, we are not a part of that. We are the Oglala Sioux Nation. We are the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and that's how we were created. You know, they took something very negative to concentrate us, to kill us off. And now we need to take that and protect our borders, protect, you know, what's inside. I mean, we see people coming in here, making decisions, acting Indian. There's a guy right now on the reservation, and he's acting like an Indian, you know, and he's, you know, fooling people. And all he is a guy that tans himself and grew his hair long, you know, and There are people that are taking advantage of our people today, and that needs to stop. You know, and you know, people can, you know, look at me and think that I'm taking advantage of people, but you know, in the end, I mean, we'll all know. And you know, I hope that you come back and you watch this video, and hope it's not too long. Let me know. You can reach me at blunthorn@gmail.com. Blunthorn, one word, BLUNTHORN @gmail.com. And so, you know, I'm putting up some pictures. It's going to be exciting at blunthorn.shutterfly.com. And that's going to be coming up. So we're going to be taking lots of pictures, and we're going to be doing some videos. And thank you, and have a great day. And we'll talk to you next time.